Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I was sitting here just kind of tuning in and trying to find out what is the most important message for the collective. And the Divine Feminines are pretty loud about what they want to know about. So this message is going to be a Divine Masculine message. And I think that it's because Divine Feminine can really feel the Divine Masculine in her field. This Lionsgate portal has been a really powerful magnetizing force that has brought the energy of balanced Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine into each other's fields, because it's drawing out any kind of distortions that keep them from their own divinity, from balancing that polarity within them. And that work is being reflected externally too. Like Divine Feminine can literally feel Divine Masculine, his energy in her field, and vice versa. So I want to tune into the Divine Masculine energy right now, and then we'll go over to Divine Feminine. I'm not sure if we're going to do a separate reading or if I'll do it in this one, but we'll see what they lead me to. This is the first card that came out. This listening card. It's the number 53, which breaks down to a number 8. We were just talking about the Lionsgate portal. What it did is I see all the musical notes and everything, and I heard the song in my head by Chris Stapleton, What Are You Listening To? Is it a sad song playing on the radio? It's like they wanted me to turn the music on. And so I turned on the Chris Stapleton radio. The first song that's on, the first thing that he says is, I've seen better days. It definitely feels like Divine Masculine is kind of listening to sad songs right now, that he's in a place of release. There's something that he's releasing. There's something that he's facing. Now, this card doesn't feel sad. It doesn't feel somber. It feels still. It feels grounded, actually, with all the green that's in it. And emotional. It definitely feels like he's grounded in his emotions, and the fact that he's feeling this kind of sadness, it's okay because he's in touch with his emotions right now. It feels like something is ending for him, and so he's feeling the release of that and processing through the grief and emotions that go along with that, but that is still present. So, you know, if he is in, we'll pull some more cards on it, but if he's like in a relationship right now, it feels like something is coming to an ending. And even if it's 3, 2, 1 on my recording, so yeah, it's like this coming to a close. But, you know, when you think 3, 2, 1, there's also like this blast off. So when things are, the momentum comes to a stop, it looks to me, too, like there is going to be a new beginning there. So it could be that, you know, that's what you feel is his presence. He's more present with your energy than with whoever he is with, because that's coming to a close. And like I said, there's some kind of grieving process that goes along with that. So it could be that, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a phase of his life. He's definitely going through some kind of grief right now. Let's look more into it. So again, I do have my music on. I'll be getting messages through that. What are you listening to? So I feel like he's saying also to you, what are you listening to? Like, do you hear me over there? Some of what you're going through right now is his energy. And of course, obviously take it how it resonates. It could be that you're cross-watching, or the polarities obviously are not about gender. So even though I say he, I'm just referring to the masculine energy. It could be a woman also. Well, we've got Seven of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Wheel. He's put in so much effort resisting divine connection, the power of the divine connection. But it's like things, you can't stop the wheel from turning. It feels to me like he's got, it is the end of this karmic cycle. I feel like he is in a karmic relationship right now, and it feels like that's coming to a close. And he's been so resistant against this. This is like the divine partnership card to me, whether that's twin flame or just divine partnership. It's a partnership. He's been resisting this intimate partnership. He's been trying to defend himself against your energy for a long time, and he just can't resist it anymore. The reasons for that resistance: believing in happily ever after, believing in fairy tale love, believing in divine love. The reasons for that have come to the surface, and he's facing whatever kind of beliefs in him make him believe that he doesn't deserve a divine connection. It's like he has never been able to get you off his mind. He like always circles back around again to you, but he beats himself up about that because he is in connection with other people or he's in another relationship. And so he's facing this belief about himself that he's not a good man, or he is hurting somebody else, or he's not being true to himself or true to other people. And you can see how this is lined up here too. Now what he's doing is he's listening to the call, the pull of this divine connection. He's just listening to it. He's sitting and he's listening to it. Now, for some people, if they're not in another relationship, this could also be about the fact that he is listening to the sad songs because he feels like he did something wrong, or that he lost his chance with you, and that his chance at true love and true happiness is gone, like he ruined it. And that makes him feel there's this defensiveness. There is this defensiveness. That he goes into when he starts, I don't know, there's this like little kid in him. He starts blaming himself for feeling like he did something wrong. Just listening to the song. One of those LA nights when the stars come out. And the stars come out and shine. He's really in this very nostalgic place. Listening to sad songs, listening to songs that you guys used to listen to, or things that remind him of you. He's been defending against, he's been resisting that for so long, but it's like this force has come in and he can't resist it anymore. He can't stop thinking about you. It feels like has been very separate from music and allowing himself to be affected by music the way that he always used to, because it was such an emotional, intimate connection, like the way that he connects with music. is like the way that you connect with your soulmate or the love of your life. That's what music does to him too. And so when you are resistant to accessing that energy inside of you and allowing for the flow of that intimacy, you know, you have a hard time connecting intimately with anything that elicits that, not just a romantic relationship. This honestly feels like divine feminine energy. It's underneath of the Seven of Wands here too. So it really is showing me too that he's like defending himself against some sort of emotion, some sort of intuition. His intuition, his gut. He's been resistant to listen to his gut. But this, again, I go back to this listening card. Like, listening to his gut has always served him in the past. But what his gut is telling him now is that the reason he can't get you out of his mind, even though he followed his gut, you know, before when you guys were together, whether that means that he left or he broke it off or whatever it is. He followed his gut then. He was trusting himself then. He's resistant to listening to his gut now because that means that he has to end some kind of cycle right now, that he's at the end of a cycle. And that may mean hurting somebody else, that may mean breaking something off, and the scope of that is a little overwhelming. Two of Wands, Queen of Wands. Huh. So on here, I always take note of the way that these people are facing as well. And the energy of this card, this Two of Wands, is facing back towards the High Priestess. It's like, and it's underneath of the Two of Cups here. So we've got the 2 and the 2. And when this is sitting on top of this, I just see this download of light coming down in through his crown here. So there's this download of an understanding and an activation of divine connection, and like the understanding of what divine connection is and union, and like the Lion's Gate is here to open this, to open us and provide us with the codes of divine partnership. That's one of the that's one of the aspects that the Lion's Gate is doing for divine masculine and divine feminine collectives. So he's standing here, and it's making him look back on all the time that he trusted his intuition, looking back on and feeling into the divine feminine energy within him. And he's allowing himself to feel. He doesn't even have a choice anymore, but to feel. And to feel what the passion and the inspiration that believing in true love always brought out in him. It's like he's resistant to believing in true love or fairy tale love, or, you know, it's like this condescending kind of like, that doesn't exist, and that's, you know, everyday life and marriage and a partnership is more about this, and this, and, you know, you can't expect to be happy all the time, or you can't expect to have this intimate connection all the time. It's not realistic. It's very, not condescending, but, like, what's the word for it? I keep hearing condescending, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. It'll come to me. So, but then there is the energy of this Queen of Wands who is facing forward. And this is definitely divine feminine energy, not just because it's a woman on the card, but because it feels like divine feminine is in her passion and in her power and has really leaned into the feeling of purpose and wanting to pursue things that light her fire. She has got this fire in her that has softened and is guiding her or you towards what it is that you love in life, what you're passionate about, what inspires you. You're moving towards what inspires you. And it's got her back. She's got her back to this divine masculine energy that's looking backwards, trying to find his intuition, trying to find his connection to this beautiful higher feminine power. But they're connected in this way too. It's like she's igniting that in him, and because she's facing forward and creating the flow of moving towards what inspires her, she's activating this in him to look back and say, what do I love to do? What lights me up? And he is looking back on the time when this connection between you guys lit a fire inside of him. He's looking back and he's saying, when in my life did it feel like that? Did it feel magical? Did I feel inspired by just the magic in the universe? And he's trying to bring that forward. She is facing forward. Divine feminine, you are facing forward and pursuing your passions, pursuing what is calling to you right now. This Lionsgate energy is leading you towards all of that. And keep facing forward. That's exactly what you need to be doing. You're actually activating that inside of him, and he's looking back. He's looking back, and so the sadness that comes up for him is a necessary part of accessing where he was back then, because it's energies that don't serve him, that aren't aligned with his passion, are coming to the surface for him to look at so that they can move out of his field, just like all of us go through. Okay? Page of Cups. For some of you, I don't know why this is a reference, but like he's younger than you. It's almost just validation for some of you. For some of you, he's a water sign. That old house is going to be shaken. That old house is going to be shaken. So that part of the song I heard when this came out. So it's like there's this worry about what's going to come up in his house. He's really worried about what this is going to look like how to go about, if he's breaking off a relationship, how to go about breaking off a relationship. This old house is going to be shaking, like I can see, out of anger. He's worried about hurting somebody else. He's worried about, I don't know, the fury of it. What it means for where he lives, where he's going to go. It's like, if he offers, like, what's going to happen if first of all, is it too late? Second of all, if I offer my love, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for where I am in my life right now? What does that mean for everything? My job? He gets stuck in his brain. he hasn't quite allowed himself to fully grow into his emotions and let himself believe in magic and feel the magic of intimacy. And so he gets stuck up in his mind again and again and again. Every time he goes to think about, could I really do this? Could I really offer my love? If all I got is your hand in my hand, maybe I could die a happy man. This King of Swords. I just heard, I know what I have to do. When this king came out, I heard, I know what I have to do. And it's underneath of the Queen of Wands and the Wheel. So karma and just the energy of cycles happening over and over and over and over again is creating the flow. It's inevitable. It's creating the flow of this passionate energy. So also the Lion's Gate, the opening of this and the energy of this comes back around every single year, and what it elicits and what it activates this time of year every single year is inevitable, and that is activating this drive, this passion, this burst of creativity, especially in the Divine Feminine. And that is flowing from here down through Divine Feminine, down into Divine Masculine, this sense of knowing. About what he's got to do. I just heard, I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. Stay at home, listen to the radio, dance around the fireplace. It's like pursuing your passion, pursuing passion in life. There's definitely something missing in his life. All right, I'm going to go on and do an extended reading. Let's find out more about what it is that this decision is, him knowing what he has to do. I see this diagonal connection from the King of Swords to this Seven of Wands. And so I want to explore that a little bit too. And we'll see if there are any specific messages from this Divine Masculine, I just heard a quote from him. All right, so if you're interested in that, the link for that is down in the box below. And if not, if you want to do a private reading, that information is down in the box below as well. And then we can dig into your specific Divine Masculine. Obviously, you take what resonates for you and apply, always dig in and take the Divine Masculine energy and look within yourself too. So, we all have both polarities within us. So at this point, if you're looking outside of yourself and you're looking at, a person outside of yourself, bring that back in and think, what is it that you need to do? There is a message about you knowing what you need to do. Some sort of thing that you need to pursue. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you soon.